I'm here with world-renowned musician Victor Ghannam and a musician Victor collaborates a lot with, who is also a world-renowned musician, Jacco Muller. Victor and Jacco, how are you guys doing?
Great.
Oh, well, thank you.
Wonderful. So Victor, how did you find your passion for music?
Actually, I started playing a guitar at 4 years old, and then my father, who is a music lover, in particular Middle Eastern music, we used to hear it around the house. So he bought me a oud, which is the lute, and I started to play that.
What is the mood or the feeling that the oud evokes that really draws you to that instrument?
In particular, for myself, I love the improvisational aspect that, in our music, Middle Eastern music, you have a lot of improvisations, and the oud, you're basically cradling it, your whole body feels it. It's kind of like an extension of your emotions, your sweat, and your soul.
When you first started with the oud and getting, more gigs and stuff, how was it? Were you on your own or did you actually join a band?
It started out, my dad would take me to weddings or parties, and they would throw me up on the stage. And it just evolved from there. I started doing gigs and years of nightclub work. I started working with some of the major singers from the Middle East. And then I got involved with the National Arab Orchestra, which is, it's very, very fulfilling because it's so structured, it's so organized. And it's really, they're considering it the premier orchestra outside of the Middle East, which I'm grateful to be a part of.
What is the music that the National Arab Orchestra plays when they get together?
Well, predominantly it's the classical Arabic genre. And, we have some amazing musicians from around the country, some great, amazing singers and vocalists, and we've done collaborations with students. We started out just a small ensemble. Michael Ibrahim, he's the director. We got together, we won a gig, and Michael had a dream, he followed it, pursued it, and it grew, and they've got, it's a nonprofit organization, people donate to it. We've performed in Saudi Arabia and all around the country.
What is it like to be able to bring that music to families that have moved from the Middle East to Metro Detroit, to be able to bring a little bit of part of home to them?
Well, if you see the reactions, they feel like they're back home again, and the smiles on their faces, and our music is a lot of give and take where we feed off the audience, and they're remembering their homelands, and a lot of them, keep in mind, they left a lot of problems in their home countries, and it's just so gratifying that we're able to bring them back the good memories that they used to have with the music.
Other than Middle Eastern music, do you dabble in any other genres?
Oh, I used to play rock and roll, Beatles, Stones, Jimi Hendrix back in the day, electric guitar, and I love jazz. I basically love all kinds of music. And then, fortunately, I was able to meet Jacco, and I always loved flamenco when I was younger. And it's so funny how that happened, how we met. Evidently, Jacco has an appreciation for the instrument oud. He is a master flamenco guitarist, and he was touring, doing some workshops. He happened to be in Detroit, and there was a mutual friend who was the flamenco dance performer. And I guess he casually asked her, I wish I could find, somebody that plays the oud. And she says, I got just the guy for you. They gave me a call, and we got together while he was in Detroit, and it was magic.
So Jacco, what made you want to collaborate with Victor?
When I met Vic, I said, let's jam together. And then after half an hour, we just played, half an hour, we were jamming. And I looked at him and said, Vic, we're going to make a record together, And it's such a beautiful thing because what I enjoyed most out of it, apart from playing with Vic, he's like the master of oud, He's such a virtuoso, it's just, I learned so much from the guy. And so thankful for the experience. But apart from that, what I enjoyed also a lot is like seeing all the different people just, at the end, everybody having a good time. It's, what else do you want in life, It's beautiful.
it was magic. I mean, some of the best times of my life were sitting on a stage with that man right there, with Jacco.
So what is the music that you collaborated together on?
Well, the first CD was totally flamenco, Viento del Desierto. It was totally Jacco's compositions. And the second CD we did was Palace of Dreams.
That last album, we both composed like half of the album each, you know. And like there was one song which is actually the title track, Palace of Dreams. And I composed that song, but also lyrics actually in 4 different languages. And my goal actually was to bring the whole world together, which I think at the end is the most beautiful thing to do.
Now, let's talk a little bit about just these times right now with the COVID-19 situation. How is music helping both of you kind of handle, staying at home and staying safe?
I'll grab my instruments once in a while. When I grab it, it just seems to help me. I want to escape from all the problems, but just temporarily.
Apart from the old negative things, I believe there's going to be a lot of positive vibes out of this whole thing, because I think people are going to be more aware when there's live music and like a festival or whatever, and people will be more appreciative.
The appreciation will be there. We'll come back, hopefully, and make people realize, not just in music, what's the most important thing in life. And even a musician will have a different inspiration after all of this.
What are you looking towards, in the future with your music?
I'd like to collaborate and do some more work with Jacco, and I'll get around to composing some more, and I look forward to more performances with the orchestra.
What do you hope that your audience takes from your music?
I just hope they feel that they came along for a ride and felt it to bring themselves to say that, we enjoyed your music, we felt a part of it.